Hey everyone, welcome to our very first episode. This is Danielle
I'm Gaida.
and you are speaking with Safe Streets Arizona. I know it says SFE. We left out the A on purpose. So the meaning of this is safety, fellowship, and empowerment. And we felt like we truly encompass these things. We're an organization that's here for the community and here for the people. And so we wanted to come out today, and it's our coming out party.
Yep.
And we wanted to come out today and really just share a little bit about who we are. I think where the both of us come from and why this means so much to us. And I think sort of how we met, because it's like this newly found beautiful friendship. And I couldn't be more grateful for having met Gaida and just her loving, her compassion, and having her as a part of my life in this organization is just super meaningful. So Gaida, if you just want to share a little bit about who you are and what this mission means to you, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. So this whole journey for me, the volunteering started last year. I told myself that I wanted to do something different because I feel like every year I would throw a big party for myself. So before my birthday, I actually scheduled or booked myself to do a volunteer day event, and that's when I ran into our friend, and I saw his website and I volunteered, and it was great, and it really gave me a different outlook in life as far as the feeling that you get when you give something without expecting anything in return. There's nothing like it. And after that, the next day I decided I was going to go to Subway. I'm going to buy sandwiches and I'm just going to drive around and distribute it. And the next day, that was actually my actual birthday, and I'm like, wow, this actually feels really good. I want to keep doing this because this actually filling up something in my heart that's much needed. So then I kept doing it, and a couple of months ago, so it's beginning of this year, our friend offered me a position in that organization, and that's how you and I met, which is the best blessing ever. And we're gonna dig deep about a little bit more about what actually happened, because I'm sure you guys are now aware that we are no longer a part of the MASA project. And there has been a lot of things going on recently that we kind of want to share a little bit more about. But yeah, I'm going to pass it to you, Danielle, and kind of just talk about your story first before we get into the dirty.
Yeah. I think I've shared a lot about me. I run another podcast here in the Valley with my best friend. And so between her and I, we share a lot of personal and fun things. And, one of those things that we shared was that we always have these really big goals and these aspirations and these things that we want to do. And I've always shared that one of those things was how impactful people have been in my life. And, my husband and I obviously talk. We're this wonderful partnership and we're best friends. And, there's been so many things in my life that have impacted me in a way that I didn't ever know like how to give back. And one of them, I was in high school and I showed up to my grandpa's funeral, and he was this entrepreneur here in Arizona for his entire life. And there were so many people at this funeral. And at the end of it, I asked my parents or my mom, I said, who were all these people? And they said, your grandfather, he hired people that no one else would ever hire, that they didn't give a chance to. And I knew that I wanted to be just like that. And I've always had this connection to her parents. And I've always known that I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to give the people that didn't have the opportunity an opportunity. And for anyone out there that knows me and knows this voice that you're hearing right now or sees my face, they know how much I speak about this, and that how special it is to me to be able to give something to someone that wouldn't have otherwise had that opportunity. Anyone that's ever worked for any of my businesses, or for me personally, they just know that that's the heart that I have. And so fast forward to later on in high school, I had a dear friend that just went through something that was so terrible, and it was drug related. And I knew going down that road, I said, gosh, I never want another family or friend to ever go through this. And I put myself through school to be a um, behavioral health counselor, a drug counselor specifically, because I knew that I wanted to be able to help the families that were going through this. And I needed help myself. I knew I needed to help what I had gone through for him, with him, and with his family, to be able to process all of these things. And it gave me the fire that I needed to be able to go out there and talk to people, not only about behavioral health and mental health, but also about not enabling people and, being healthy for yourself and for your family to get them the support that they need. And so I knew, like, all right, I'm stepping out of this. I know what I want to do. And again, like, I work in dentistry, but I'm a business coach. Like, I'm sort of a counselor every day, and I love it. I love every step of being able to help people better their life, and I empower them to be different and to make change every day. And so I have just embodied that for so long that September of last year, my husband and I were like, all right, it's a new business, it's a new organization. And poor Jared is like, Danielle, stop. At a certain point, this guy is like, enough is enough. And he's just so amazing and so supportive all the time of everything I have going on. And so we reach out to some key players in everything that I do, and that they run my financial and legal world for me, and they help me through this process. And um, it was a dream of mine to be sure to help 10 people have a better life in 2024. That was the goal I set. 10 people, that was it. And I hope to make that a reality, regardless of what that help means. I want to make that a reality this year. And I know with the support, not only of you, Gaida, but Allison and Cassie and Jared and every other person that has stood behind me and you and everyone else through this process so far, that is going to be far beyond 10. And I'm so excited. And yes, we certainly met under circumstances that were so amazing. And I actually love and support Eric in all that he's doing. And I think his mission is amazing, and it's outstanding. And we would not have met had that encounter not happened with the Masa project. And so I'm forever grateful for that. And but I'm also grateful to be able to step into something that we had discussed and that I have had as a dream to do, I think, for years and years and years. And I didn't have it as a realization until last year of how to actually do it. And so, yeah, long-winded Danielle, but I'm super excited to be able to do this and to share this story with you guys about who I am, who Gaida is. We'll certainly have our other folks on, but I just think it's such an exciting thing to be able to give back. And, we all struggle with things. And so to say that there's been people in my corner when I struggled, it means the world to me. So I want to be the person in someone's corner when they're struggling.
I totally agree. I know the feeling. I mean, I've told you this story multiple times. I'm from the Philippines. I moved here. I came from nothing. There was a point in time to where my parents can't even afford food. So all they can afford are eggs. So that's all we would eat every day. And we were so grateful still. I remember we would kind of joke around the dining room table and say, maybe tomorrow the egg would hatch and we'll have chicken. But, so having that mindset, I think I've always been the type of person that's like, if I can help, I'll do it, whatever it takes. And I've always kind of attracted people that are seeking for that type of, person, that person that has a heart, a giving heart. And, for me, it's almost my love language that, which is a good thing, but at the same time, it could also be a bad thing because it does attract a lot of people that are unhealthy and, that are taking advantage of you. But then again, at the end of the day, what giving represents to me, it's almost like an identity. It's almost something that it's a gift. And it's a gift that keeps on giving, because not only that I get to inspire other people to give back, but I get to see, just seeing the smiles from the homeless people that we serve. I mean, having real life conversations with them. I remember talking to a guy talking about working out and being healthy, and it's fascinating, connecting with them in that level.
Yeah. I want to I want to share with everyone that this mission is, it's far more than just us hitting the streets and pounding the pavement to make sure that people have food. Um, we certainly want to make sure that people don't go hungry, but we're also out there making sure that we're providing resources. I urge everyone to visit our website. It's at SFE Streets AZ.org. But visit the website and just read a little bit about what we're about. We are, we want to make sure that we're providing resources to people that do help them get the support that they need. We want,
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times I spoke with someone that was like, I used to be at this type of job and I used to have this type of job. And, um, I think it's so important to be able to support that. And if they haven't had a resume in a while, I want to be able to help them get that again. And we are going to provide these events where we sit with these folks and help them type out these resumes. We get these resumes out to them. And we also want to work with local companies that are willing and able to hire these individuals who haven't maybe had great job history and track records and get them back in the workforce so that they can afford homes and cars and rent. But that's what we are about. We don't want to enable folks. We want to really support them and get them back into society. And we feel like we know that this job is not easy. And we know it's not easy. And I've said it a million times, I think, to my husband that 1 of 1,000 people may be who wins, but that 1 in 1,000 is what I will fight for. And then it's 2, and then it's 3. And so I'm excited for that. And we want to fill backpacks for kids that can't afford the supplies. And we want to give meals to families that are struggling with a meal for that night.
Mm-hmm.
Gaida, you know all about what that feels like.
Yeah,
And
totally. Yeah, I mean, again, like what I said earlier, there's nothing like giving back. But like from your point though, that you don't also want to enable them, right? So I understand the concept of giving them basic necessities, food, water, shelter, so they can start at least get going. But how are we taking them off the streets, teaching them real life skills so they can get a second chance in life, get their jobs back, get their families back, get their identities back? And that, I think the last time, I think this is when you and I really connected, because we're having just a casual conversation. And all of a sudden next thing I know, I'm sitting with you for 2 hours just talking about this. And I was so inspired with your story and so inspired with what you're trying to build here. And I'm like, yeah, I want to partner with you. This is exactly what I've always wanted to do. And, having you and as part of my team now, and us building this organization together, it's truly exciting. It's so inspiring. And I cannot wait for all of you guys to see what we're doing. And like what you said, Daniel, if we can change 1, 2, 3, that's, compared to, we'll help 1,000. If you can change 1 or 2 or 3 people, I'll take that any day. I'll take that.
yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong. We know that, again, this is an uphill climb. We know that in a lot of the communities that we're going to work with, we're dealing with not just homelessness and hunger, but we're dealing with drug abuse. And so we know that, that's a piece of this equation that is going to continue to be a really big struggle. But we also understand that there's resources out there, myself included, with the recovery coaching that I think is so valuable. And not just recovery coaching, but communication skills in general to help people understand that they're not completely lost and that they do have a chance at recovery. And I think these chance encounters with people like us, once or twice or 10 times, if that's what it
Mm-hmm.
takes, to
Mm-hmm.
help them understand that they're still loved. And we still want to assist them. We want to help them get a job. We want to help them get off the street. um, are we going to run into people that don't want that? Sure.
Yeah.
And we know that, and
Mm-hmm.
we're okay with that, and we have to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And but those people that are looking for true help and recovery and assistance and um, everything else that we have to offer to be empowered to make change,
Mm-hmm.
our team is going to stand behind them to do this. And I couldn't be more proud to say that.
That's same. I mean, like what you said, if they don't want the help, you can't really help someone that doesn't want to be helped, right? So they also have to show the initiative to want to change, and that's what we're here for. That's why we're creating programs and activities for them that would guide them through that process. And that's the whole point. You and I didn't get to where we're at because somebody just held our hands forever. Like, we actually took the initiative to make the change, to whether it's personal growth, spiritual growth, whatever it may be. But again, I'm just like, really, I'm like getting emotional now. I'm just thinking about it. Don't let me cry. Don't make me cry, Danielle. This thing, especially after this week of, and we can talk about this more, of
Yeah.
I'm still kind of processing this week. I know, I guess we'll just dive right in. I know that, we recently announced that
She's
we're
going to
gonna,
make me cry. If you're not watching this live, if you're not watching this on YouTube, she's going to make me cry, everyone.
that we did leave the Mass Project of Arizona.
Yeah.
I sent out my resignation last Saturday, so almost a week ago. And the reason why I did that was, I have a lot of things going on. I have a full-time job myself. And when I first accepted the role, I wanted to make sure there was, how do I say this? There's enough structure so we can actually keep moving forward with what we're trying to do. And I found myself in a situation to where now I am taking time off work to do certain things that's taken away from what I'm trying to build with myself as well. So I decided to step down and, and do things the way I would run my business, because I want structure. That's how I've always done it. Whether it's my fitness, my health, anything else, I need some kind of a structure. And going back to our mission, I don't want to just, even though we're gonna do it, we're gonna give them the basic necessities. I also want to see them on the other side. I want to see them grow. I want to see them, maybe have families again, maybe have a great job, and talk about their stories. So the crazy part about people, especially people that you open up your heart to, that you treat like your own family, when things like this happen, you don't really know how they're going to react. And I was in shock of how it was handled. I'm literally shaking. I The messages that I've read, the things that has been said about me, are things that I've never even heard ever in my life. And for someone that I took in to my home, bought clothes, bought food to, introduced to my friends, for someone to treat me like that, it was beyond. it was beyond me. I was at a work conference, as you know, Danielle, and you know, you and I would talk mornings and nights about this because you and I were both going through something, you know, pretty similar, but different types of, you know, words or different types of messages, whether it's emails or text messages. I even got one to where it was in my story of me just posting stuff about what I would do every day, and things that was said was just so hurtful. And this week really taught me a lot about myself. I'm really proud with how I handled it, that I didn't react. I'm really proud that I forgave. And that's so hard, you know, like grace, forgiveness, especially when somebody's just falsifying your name, using your brand, blasting your name all over the internet, saying all this negative, awful, awful things, and still having the grace to be like, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to react. And finally, it got to a point to where it was way too much to handle. So I had to call, I was in Boulder, I had to call Boulder police because I was coming home that night and I was afraid that something, you know, like I felt really threatened, and I felt like somebody was going to show up at my place and, you know, hurt me physically. And I, I haven't even told my mom, I'm sorry if you're watching, if you're going to see this later on. I remember the night before I came back from my work trip, I called 5 people. The first was a friend that I brought to volunteer with Eric. The first thing I said was, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I introduced you to him. Please block him. I want to make sure that he doesn't do anything to her. Called my sister and called one of my best friends and called a couple more people, and all the first word that came out, I'm so sorry. And I don't understand why those words came out first. I felt embarrassed because I felt as if I'm letting the wrong people in all the time. But then again, I also felt empowered that I was able to put my foot down and say, enough. I'm not going to let you do this, nor I'm not going to let you do this to more people. And this is really why I wanted to tell my story on what actually happened, because there's just too many things online that came up and came out and got released. And I worked so many years to build my own personal brand. And this is not just about social media. This is about me as a person, you know? And it really hurts me that someone I trusted, I treated like my brother almost, can do that, can do something like that. And I know you have your side too, Danny. So I'm gonna have you take it over before I cry some more, because I'm gonna ruin my makeup here.
Yeah. It's been, I mean, it's certainly been an interesting, it's been an interesting, like, hasn't even been a week. And in 1 week, I've seen things said about me I've never imagined. And not just to me, but to a world that gets to make an opinion of me when they don't even know who I am. And the interesting part is I can do that to myself. Like, I can do and say what I want, you know, in my podcast with my best friend, and I can share whatever secrets I want about myself. And I feel completely vulnerable when I do those things. And I've shared so many things with the world about Danielle, and I'm okay with that. And I think that that's when I knew, like, I've shared everything. I'm an open book, like literally everything about me. And that's when I knew this was on a different level. Like, this person got to use my name and manipulate a social media world to make me look the way that they wanted. And I told Gaida, my best friend has been out of town for the last 2 weeks. And so she's been with her family, and it's been a long, long awaited trip for her. And the last thing I was going to do was share all of this. She lost her mom a couple years ago. And so being with her family was being with her family. And although I am her family, being with her family, she did not need this. And so I had you, and I had my husband, and, you know, my sister-in-law, who got wrapped up into him, is supportful and supportive of everything going on. But I've had my name and personal information just blasted all over to the world. And I've had people calling me, and I've had people on my private social pages telling me they're going to kill me. Like, I mean, things that are just absurd. And yeah, I've learned a lot about myself and self-control, and I knew I had it. Like, I can be I am a business owner. I am very direct. I am good at what I do. And I knew that I had self-control, and I still have it right now. And I can still say that with everything I've gone through in my life, which is a lot, that he just made some choices that were emotional, and he chose to let his emotions take control of him. And he may not know how to process that appropriately like we do. And we chose not to do that, which was the right way, I think, to process. And unfortunately, we fell victim to having encountered him. And although his mission and his purpose is meant to be well, I don't know that his internal mission and purpose is well all the time. And that's what's scary. I feel like he would do this to someone else. And, you know, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah.
No one
I
deserves
totally get it.
No one deserves to be talked about like this. And for all you people listening, like, this 100% is online harassment and bullying, and to its greatest. And it is not okay. And it doesn't matter if you're 5, 10, 50. It is not okay. It causes major issues when people can't handle this. And you know, I think that the two of us were strong enough. We had strong enough support systems, not only with each other, but with the people around us, that we could talk through these things. But the truth here is that there are people that do not have support systems when people do this to them, and they end up in a really bad way. And these things turn into really bad situations very quickly. And I would hate to be on the other side of that if I were him, that his harassment turned into something detrimental.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, obviously, I'm still pretty shaken by it. I'm still pretty emotional over it, because it has stopped momentarily, but it's almost like that, like, what's going to be next? You know, you're just kind of,
I'm
just
waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for 1:00 this afternoon.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because that's about when it happens.
I know. And it's scary because you just never know what the next move is. And that's not a good feeling, especially knowing that he knows where we both live. He comes over pretty much every weekend at my place, you know, and that's the scary part about it, because now I'm even thinking, I'm like, what was the real him? Like, did I ever not see it? Like, am I the problem? Did I miss anything? And, again, at the end of the day, the whole purpose of us sharing this is so he never does it again, doesn't do it again to anybody else. Because you and I, like what you said, Daniel, you and I are pretty strong individuals. We have good family, good friends that we can talk to about this. I mean, when I was at my work conference, I remember calling you that night and I'm like, I have a presentation tomorrow with, the managers. And I was crying all night. I had to cancel my work dinner because I looked like a mess and I wanted to be professional. The next morning I got up. I'm like, Gaida, get yourself together. Get yourself together. I said, remember who you are. Remember what you built. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. Just get it. Just get it together. Get up. Show the world who you really are. Nailed that meeting. It was great. I had this sense of empowerment again. And I remember coming home. I got to the airport. I was waiting for my plane. And I'm like, this is it. This is why this happened. It taught you a lot about yourself. It taught you a lot about forgiveness. It taught you a lot about how strong you really are. And last but not the least, I met you. And having that realization changed everything for me, because now I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to end this. This is not right. This should never happen to two good people that just has a really giving heart. And has nothing to do with his mission. His mission was great. That's why you and I were attracted to it from the very beginning. But it's when he doesn't get what he wants, that's when it gets really, really scary. And that's not how you run a company, a business, an organization. You can't run it that way. That's not sustainable. So yeah, this is why Danny and I really wanted to record this podcast. And it has nothing to do with, social media. It has everything to do with who we really are as a person. And there's somebody out there that, he might end up getting that doesn't have the resources to fight back and ends up losing their job or whatever it may be, and that's something that we're trying to avoid here. That's why we're voicing out, and you know how hard it is for me to talk about this. I've thought about just maybe I could just conspire with him again, and maybe that would fix everything. Maybe he will clean up, the social media stuff that he just released about us. But that didn't really feel true to my heart and my soul and my values and my morals. So I said, no, I'm not going to let him do that. No.
At the end of the day, our decision coming on here was there was a few factors. It was one to share this and to let everyone know that if you want to know what happened, please come and we'll share the full details, the emails, the text messages, the everything. We're fully transparent. And if you want to know about who we are, ask us and we will share who we are and who our team is and who we work with and why, because we're fully transparent. And we're so excited that we are, because we believe in it to our core. And I think that that's the only way that things get accomplished, is when there is true accountability, true ownership, true transparency. And I believe that, I think, more firmly in my life than anything ever. Like, that is part of what I encompass every day. I teach my clients this. I teach my kids this. My husband and I, we live by this. We live by honesty and truth. We live by morals and values here. And lastly, we want you guys to know that everyone out there can be a part of this. Like, this is this is who we are. We want everyone to feel like they can they can play a role. Like if you want to do an event with us, come do an event with us, reach out. If you want to be a part of meals with us, come be a part of meals with us. If you want to clean out your closet and donate clothes, let us know. We'll do a pickup for you. Like, let us know how you want to be a part. If you just want to be a part and support us on Instagram or through our website, whatever that looks like, just be a support system to us, because that's all we're looking for is love and support. This to our team is never about monetary gain. This is about supporting our community, making our community a safer place, not only for us, but for our children and our children's children. Like, this has nothing to do with us growing this massive business of stuff. I have that. Don't need any more of it. This is about building a strong community of people, and not just the community that we work in, but the community we work with. And I can honestly say that in all you peeps out there that have worked with me and for me, they are my best freaking friends to this day. All of my employees, I will tell you, either still work for me or with me in some capacity, because I encountered them years ago and they don't leave my life, and they still work with me and for me. And I will tell you guys that's for a reason, because I treat people well and they treat me well, and I love people deeply. And there's my downfall. I love people deeply, and that's what happened. And I'm okay with that. And I forgive and I forget, and I'm going to leave that.
On. Yeah.
I'm going to move on. I know it's not going to be moved on from, right? I know that my name's going to be like swirling around the world here on social for a long time, and that's okay. But I too have built a name, and I'm super proud of it. And I'm proud of what I've done here, and not just for myself, but for the people I work with, and for the people that I work for and that work for me, and for my family, my freaking family. Like, I am so proud of everyone in my family. And yeah, like I just can't let a dream go to waste because someone thought that they used my name and it scared me away, or that they used your name and it scared you away. And so making this go live and saying like, we're putting our foot down and you didn't scare us, is actually, you know, it was a necessary evil, I think, to basically say like, we're doing what we're doing because we believe in it, and it has nothing to do with what you're doing. So continue on and just leave us be.
Yes. Amen.
Amen. At the end of the day,
sister.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, friend. Yeah. There's enough room in this world for a lot of us. And,
Yes.
you know, I have dreams to be everywhere. I've got so much family in all these different places that need support. And one of them being where you just came from. You know, there's so much support needed there since COVID. And I've seen that, and I've wanted to fix it so bad. Like, my heart just aches every time I'm down there. And this is it. Like, this was the driving force to that. And it's like, gosh, I fly up there all the time. Like, my family's up there, and I have to feel like I can make a difference here too. In New Mexico, like, I've got family friends there, and it's there too. And it's like, there has to be something fixable here. And they're not as affluent there as we are here and as they are in Colorado. And I want to make a change, and I want to make it everywhere I put my foot down. And yeah, so I'm excited.
I am too. And, you know, I'm excited about tomorrow. If you guys haven't heard yet, I know we are doing, drum roll.
You don't want to hear me sing, you guys. I've done that many times, but I won't do it today.
You just wait, girl. You just wait. Now you have a Filipino friend, and we do a lot of karaoke's. But we're gonna do volunteer with Gaida. And I've been organizing this event for so long, and I'm actually, oh my gosh, my friends and my community is so amazing. And because they just wanted to support me, even after this big change just happened, they're like, Gaida, whatever you need. They texted me every day this week when they found out what was going on, and they're like, hey, can we just do everything for you? And I said, no. I said, I'll be fine. I gotta do this. Danny, I have Danny. Her and I have to do this. Nobody's gonna stop us for doing this event. Nobody can threaten us, scare us to stop doing this event because we're badasses. Period. Because you can't, we're doing good for the community. Period. And we're doing it out of the goodness of our hearts. And if somebody tells you you can't do good things, then you probably shouldn't be a part of an organization that's supposed to be doing good things. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree. I think the last thing I would follow was someone that was behaving a certain way, but I'll leave that there.
Yeah.
I'll leave that there to be digested. Yeah, no, we really are excited. Tomorrow is going to be one of many events. There's going to be a page coming soon to the website. So if you've gone to the website recently, there will be an events page up that will kind of update everyone on our events, where we're going to be any like backpack filling that we're going to be doing for the kiddos for the new school year, our resume writing events, the dates, times, and places that we're going to be hosting those. So all of the fun things that we've got going on with our team of folks that we have behind us, all of that will be updated there. We're certainly going to be updating our YouTube videos. So this will be up there. And any snippets from when we are out and about with our community and helping, we will update all of those videos on there for you guys. So we just ask for your love and support through all of this. Yeah. Certainly, if you are watching this video, like it, love it, and share it. Follow us, share us with your friends and family. Mostly, we want everyone to know that we are around and that your support doesn't need to be a support of tangible things. It can be support of love. And we accept that with open arms. And that actually means the world to us. So again, we are super excited to be coming at you. It's Safe Streets of Arizona. And you're going to be hearing and seeing much more of us. All right, everyone. We will talk soon. Bye.
Bye.